So welcome to a very different 3 o'clock live today. Today, I'm actually not going to be interviewing anybody. I don't have a topic per se, except that I call this a webinar because what I want to do is share something with you, something that absolutely works for me. So I'm going to sit for a little minute and just see if anybody joins me. I do hope that some of you will join me. I'd be heartbroken if I was here on my own. So I'll sit and relax for a second and see if somebody pops in. And if you can't see me or hear me, will you please just let me know, and do let me know where you are as well. Where in the country, where in the world. I think somebody's there. Say hello to me or send me a love heart just so that I know that you're there and that my sound is fine, my light is fine. Yes, I've gotten a thumbs up. That's brilliant. Okay, well, for anybody who doesn't know me, I'm going to introduce myself because you could be popping in today for the very first time. So my name is Anne Toohey. I am an interior designer based up in the northwest of Ireland. And way back more than a year and a half ago, at the very start of lockdown, I made a very rash promise because I knew we were going to be heading into uncharted waters, but I had no idea quite how challenging they were going to be and how much our life was going to change. So at the very start of lockdown, I made a rash promise and I said, every day, every weekday, from now until the end of lockdown, I'm going to come live on the Room Junkie page. Kavina Singh, hi, great to see you. Good to see you too, Kavina. So I said, I'm going to come live every single day. I'm going to pick a topic, interiors topic for every single day. And we keep going until lockdown was over. Well, what I didn't realize and what nobody realized was just how extensive that lockdown period was going to be. So we did go on for a year and a half or more. And we're still going. And I mean, because of that, I realized that I love broadcasting, and now it's something that I do quite a lot. During that time, I started writing articles, and now for the longest time, I had actually been lots of magazines and print medias had asked me to contribute, and now they're asking me to write the articles. So it's been a great time in many ways, and a tough and challenging time in other ways. And Cosgrove is watching, adds a new name, so you're very, very welcome. Shirley and Kavina, I know well. So anyway, today I thought, you know what, I'm going to share something that I believe in, something that probably transformed my life beyond belief. Going back to about 4 years ago, I think it's about 4 years ago, I was in a very different place. I was really stuck. My confidence had taken a battering. My whole mindset was actually very negative, believe it or not. I listened to all the self-doubt. I was suffering from a bit of imposter syndrome, I think. And I definitely attracted all the wrong things into my life. I was not happy. And one day, I said, Anne, you've got to do something. You're just going to have to figure this out, sort yourself out and get on with it. And that's when I started to work on my mindset. Josephine Jeffrey saying you look radiant. And I wonder, that could be Josephine for a very good reason. I have been running around like a lunatic all morning because Neil had a very sore ankle. So we had to take a trip to the GP and the pharmacy and all of that. So I've been racing. So that's maybe why I'm radiant. But anyway, I digress. What I want to share with you is my way. And I'm not proud. Look, it mightn't work for everybody, but I think you could cherry pick, and the bits that will work for you, the bits that suit you, you can do and adapt to suit your own life. Because these are things that I started to do, and honestly, everything in my life changed. Absolutely everything. So one of the first things that I do is when I get up in the morning, before I get up in the morning, I'm still lying in bed. I actually lie in bed and I say, right, Anne, good morning. List 10 things that you're grateful for today. And I will list those 10 things. And you know, the crazy thing is, I never stop at 10. I always find 20 positive things in the morning to tell myself that I'm really grateful for, that I'm so thankful to have in my life before I even get out of bed. That puts me in a good mood right away. And then I get up, and the first thing I do is I go over to the window, I pull back the curtains, I lift the blinds, I open small window to ventilate the room, and then I open the big window and I look out to the light every single morning. In fact, if Katrina Burrows is watching now or later. She said that I told her this before during one of the decluttering programs, and she says she thinks of me every morning when she opens her window. So if you open your window, and I don't care if it's the middle of winter and it's snowing outside, it's only for a couple of minutes. But what you're going to do is you're going to look up to the sky and the light, and if there's sunshine there, happy days. But if there isn't, you want the light. And you want that light to hit the rods in the back of your eyes, to wake up your retina. There is a name for it. It's something like reticulation. And what it does is it starts your circadian rhythm going so that your body will know when bedtime comes around, and it might help you sleep better at night whenever you get to that stage. Okay, so that's the second thing I do. I scribbled these down earlier because I just thought I might forget. Next thing I do is make my bed. Hands up, who makes their bed? Make your bed every morning, and more than that, make your bed very well every morning. I make it perfectly. And you know, I put on the throw, I prop up the pillows, I do all of that. My bed looks like a hotel bed every morning before I leave the bedroom, and that is the truth. And in fact, there's a TED talk somewhere that an ex-army guy has given about the importance of making your bed and how that can set up your mindset for the rest of the day. And making your bed every day will actually transform your life and change your life, because if you think about it, you've accomplished something before you even leave the bedroom. So before I leave the bedroom, I have done my gratitude list to myself, and honestly, 20 things. I usually don't stop until I get to 20, but they come to me effortlessly. Margaret's there too. Big waves to Margaret. Open the window, get the light in, get the light into the back of your eye. It is a very positive thing to do. You'll get into the habit of doing it, and I wouldn't even think of starting the day, no matter how under pressure I am, without doing that. And habits, actually, I think they give the fuel for your freedom. So when you establish good habits, and then they become habitual and become used to doing them, like brushing your teeth or me putting in my lenses, you'll just do them instinctively over and over. They become part of your life. And that's transformational in itself. So I don't have my shower first thing in the morning. I do these things first, but if you're a shower first thing in the morning, that's fine. You do what suits you best. But when I was taking Simprove, I used to take that first thing because you take it on an empty stomach. It's a microbiome. It bypasses the acid in your gut and goes straight to your bowel. So I was taking that in an empty stomach, and then I'd wait 10 minutes because you can't eat or drink anything until that 10 minutes is up. So I'd have my Simprove. At the minute, I'm actually on something called Alpha-Rex for my gut, which my doctors recommended, but I think I'll go back on that Simprove once the Alpha-Rex month is over, because I just felt so good on it. Then I'll have water, and I drink a lot of water. And you know that radiance that you're talking about? I think your water hydration is just so important. Again, it's a bit one of these habitual things. Once you get used to having your water, you do it without thinking, and your body knows when you don't have it, and your energy levels increase, and your skin improves, and everything improves. You just feel so much better. I start my day by journaling. If I'm hungry, I'll have my breakfast first, and I will have a healthy breakfast. That's for sure, and my cup of tea. But since I've started on this FODMAP diet, all of my diet has changed completely. But I have to tell you one thing, it's only been a week, just exactly a week, and I feel so much better. Last time I wore this dress, it was actually tight on my tummy because I was suffering from this abdominal bloating. I don't have any of that anymore. So, and it's amazing how quickly, because this is a very restrictive diet. I know some of you are on it because you've got IBS as well, but I'm amazed at how quickly I've got used to it, and it's not a bother. It really isn't. It's great. And if I continue to feel the way I'm feeling, well, I will stay on this for the rest of my life and be so happy, and I'll just adapt. I like to cook anyway, so I'll find ways of being inventive and working around the foods that I'm allowed to have and not to have. But for me, my journaling is really important. I don't know, hands up if anybody, send me a love heart if you journal. I have a 5-step process for journaling. Now, I won't have time to go through that here today, but for anybody who's doing Finding Your Fabulous, one whole module is going to be devoted to the practice of journaling and setting your affirmations. I can't tell you how groundbreakingly amazing this is. If you've never done it before, Margaret's saying, no, that's what you're missing in your life, Margaret. Honestly, my journal is under something over there, but every single day, and you know something, the odd day that I don't do it, Jack, my son, could easily say to me, Mum, you haven't journaled today, have you? Or Neil would notice. Or there was a period during lockdown when I stopped. I don't know why. And they knew, they noticed. I certainly did. But oh gosh, I don't know whether it's a process of getting this written down out of your head onto the page. I always write in the present tense. So there's not a notion that I'm going to be getting into Australia soon to see Richard or him to come home. But when I write in my journal, I write, I am going to see Richard. I'm flying to see Richard. It's always in the present tense. Everything I'm calling in, I call in the present tense, because you're big, fantastic. Jacqueline sent me loads of big hearts. And she's so flat out. She's a healthcare worker, so busy. So she's obviously taken time for herself. Do you know what? I might leave messages, because I'll get distracted if I start answering and waving back to people, unless somebody has got a big question. Kelly is saying, glad you've got your mojo back. And I do, I absolutely do. And I'm going to help all of you get your mojo back as well, because all these things that I do, I'm going to share with you. So that's what today is all about. It's a little snapshot of how to kickstart your confidence, because listen, a lot of people's confidence has been battered through COVID for all sorts of reasons. You might have been sick, you might have been homeschooling, you might have been looking after elderly relatives, you might have been under fierce pressure at work, all these things. You know what your trigger is, and you know what pulled you down. Some people put on weight like I did, and you're just in this mindset where you're feeling stuck. And I know that some of the girls here are exactly feeling like that at the minute. They are joining me starting next week, which is brilliant, and I can't wait. I think that's half the reason I got my mojo back, because I know I need to be at a certain energy level for the girls, and so it's a double whammy. I'm going to get it. I've been quite sick, you all know that, but thankfully my diagnosis was so much better than what we had expected. But you know what? My mindset was strong enough. I think even on that blackest day when I really thought I probably did have Crohn's disease, I was ready to take it on. I was determined it was not going to upset my life in any shape or form. I'd do whatever I had to do to get me through it. And IBS is such an so much easier diagnosis to live with and deal with. Trina is saying, she says she does a gratitude journal at night time. Are you way ahead of me? Hang on. I do that as well in a different way. But my morning journal, gosh, I'm annoyed I can't find it, but anyway, it's buried here, so there's no point in me even looking for it. But I do write it out, and this is 5-step method, which might sound complicated. It's not a bit. You'll fly through it, and you can set yourself a timer on your phone. So 10-15 minutes is all I do, which is a lot in the morning, but I'd rather get up 15 minutes earlier and do my journaling than not to do it, because I can tell you, when I do my journaling and then I have my breakfast, I'm set up for the day. Nothing will stop me on a day like that. Absolutely nothing. It's just my mind is fired. And in the middle of my journaling process, I give gratitude again, because this might sound so woo-woo and out there, and trust me, once you start doing it, it's only when you start doing it that you realize how fundamentally powerful this is. Because your brain is so powerful, and your brain doesn't know the difference between reality and not. And that's why the limiting self-beliefs and doubts that we carry in our head, that our brain tells us we believe. So that I want to knock that on its head. Again, another module of the Finding Your Fabulous will be completely devoted to finding out and identifying what your limiting self-beliefs are, and then how to address them and park them and get rid of them forever. Money blocks are another thing that lots of women have, including myself. I've worked way through mine, and I'm not finished yet. But again, money blocks are things that they're blocks that might have been with you from childhood or teenage years, or early work years or whatever. So there'll be a whole much devoted to that as well, so that we'll go through all of that. But anyway, and Trina's going to be part of the group as well. So this is just going to be, I just know that the energy in me is great, because I can feel a sort of reciprocal energy coming back from the girls, even the ones that feels that they're very, very stuck at the minute. I know you're going to be fine. And come the end of the 12 weeks, we're going to be lit up like a Christmas tree. Now, another thing that I do, Kavita's saying something to me. I think that journaling may help My overthinking, looking forward to my homework. It will, if you're an overthinker, and listen, I think we're all overthinkers, and I think we're all natural worriers. And that's one thing that I've actually managed. God, my mother would be so proud of me because she spent a lifetime worrying about things that never, ever happened. And I've managed to get on top of that. Honestly, my mindset is strong because the last 2 months have been really tough. I'll be brutally honest, very tough. Didn't know what I was dealing with, but the one thing that I did know was that I was going to get through it, that I had the mental strength and fortitude and techniques and coping skills to get me through it. It's a bit like 3 years ago when Neil was airlifted off to Galway on that helicopter, and good friend of ours who went with him, along with an anaesthetist. So he had 2 consultants with him, and Jerry had said to me that day, he's got a 2% chance of survival. And I can remember driving to Galway. My brother-in-law drove me because Jerry wouldn't let me drive in case I crashed the car and killed the boys. And I remember thinking, I have never had a patient in all my years working in vascular theatre. I never had a patient who survived a 10-centimeter ruptured abdominal aortic aneurysm, ever. But all the way through that A&E time, I amazed myself by how strong and how in control I was, honestly. And I had tough decisions to make, and I had, oh, listen, that's another day's work. But there was lots of things that I had to overcome that day to get from A to B. But I was determined that even though there was no helicopter available, that Neil was going to be airlifted to Galway by air, and he was. So all I'm telling you is your mind is where it's at. You know, if you're feeling bad in your body, if you're feeling bad in your energy, if your health is suffering, if your fitness is suffering, this is where we start with our mind, honestly. Now, the other thing that I do is I visualize. And I have vision boards, and I'm actually going to share this as personal, but I'm going to share mine with you, my current vision board, because I have it sitting here, propped up against a printer here in the office, where I can see it all day, every day as I'm working here. Okay. Now I hope you can see this, because on it, this is mine currently. So it's personal and it's work related. So this house is on it because I'm interested in this house. This car is on it because I'm interested. And it reminded me, when I looked at this earlier, it kind of reminded me ages ago, years and years and years ago, I wanted a convertible, a red convertible. So I put this picture of a red Mercedes convertible on my vision board. And guess what? It arrived. So these are the things that I want. This house I'm definitely interested in. Anyway, that's I'll let you know when it happens. I've got my financial goals for work here. I have got, I don't know if you can see this, it's a picture of a Qantas airplane. I'm in it and I'm heading over to Richard. I have got here at the bottom, I have got things that I want. These are TV shows and morning AM, radio shows and things that I want to contribute to, that I want to take part in, and they're on my vision board. And then I've got some of my prompts as well. So honestly, phenomenally powerful, absolutely phenomenally powerful. This is another one that I have. This is my affirmations board. It's all about trust. I surrender all. Everything will happen in the right way at the right time. I do believe that. My goals are a done deal. Once I have a goal, I imagine that it has come true. I can remember years and years ago as a young rookie, I had just qualified as an interior designer and I was asked to take part in RTE Show House. I had never had a client. I had never had a design brief. I had never done anything except our own homes and helping friends and family. And I said, yes, I would do it. And once I said yes, I believed I would win it. And the pressure was mounting because, as you know, Shane Filan from Westlife was the owner of the property, and there was massive publicity because of that. But I never wavered. I believed I would do it. I was pitted against a really well-established, gorgeous interior designer from Galway, but I did win it. And I won it strongly because I believed I could do it. I fully believed I could do it. So trust. I am and I will. Watch me. Yeah. Okay. So that might be a lot to take in, an awful lot to take in. But maybe I could break this down here and leave pointers or something, or else watch the video over or watch it slowly. If you have questions, do please ask away, because Lorraine Bradley is there too. Yeah, ask away, because I firmly believe that anything I've achieved in my life, in my latter life, okay, has happened because of the mindset practices that I use. It's a combination of all of them, but they work. Guys, I've never said this before, but I'm going to say it now. I'm 61 years old. And most days I feel like I have the energy of a 30-year-old. And truthfully, most days I feel like I'm only just getting started. So age is no barrier. The only barrier that you have is here. It is in your mind. It is in your mindset. It is what you tell yourself. So, and it has to be reality based as well, because I can't swim. That's one thing I can't do. I can't swim, and I probably never learn to swim because I'm terrified of the water. But I'm not naive enough to think that I could jump off the pier at Teelan, where I spend so much time, and think that I'll miraculously be able to swim because I'm telling myself that I can swim. It doesn't work like that. You have to work on it. Louise Arnold is saying, hi Anne, vision boards are a great idea. They are so powerful. And if you have your vision board, you have to have it where you can see it. Okay, so that's why I keep it here in the office, where I spend a lot of time. And when I'm writing or doing a live or whatever, I can see my vision board. I can see that water view. And it focuses me, and it focuses my goals as well. Now, goal setting is another thing that I do, and I try to have very specific goals, and I give myself time deadlines, and I help myself achieve them. Okay, so the other thing I was going to say about vision boards, your vision board doesn't have to be a physical board. Mine is physical because I think I'm a tactile person. I like to see and to touch and feel. And that's why I like to write as well. And I think when you're journaling, it's really important, even if you don't like writing physically, the more you do it, my handwriting has actually improved. I'm amazed. So many people have said to me recently, gosh, you've lovely handwriting. And I know why. It's because when I'm journaling, I feel I don't want to disrespect the journal by scribbling. So I actually write well. Right? It's a bit like making the bed. You know, before lockdown, I didn't make my bed every single day. Most days, but not every day. And it wasn't a determined thing that I did every day. So now I will not leave that bedroom until it's almost like I feel I jinx myself if I leave without making the bed and making it beautifully, unless I'm changing the bed on Friday or whatever. But yeah, same with the writing in the journal. Write beautifully. Your journal your journal absolutely. I can't tell you the joy this will bring you, honestly. And sometimes, something that I love doing as well, I love going back over my journal and looking at some of my affirmations and looking at some of my goals and realizing they're all ticked off and I've achieved them. And that's just the best feeling in the world. It's just, oh my God, it's empowering. It is absolutely empowering. I'm not going to pretend that you're going to be amazingly happy every single day and buoyant every single day. You're going to get some nights where you'll have a crap night's sleep, but I've ways around that too. And everything that I'm advocating is natural. Shirley said, oh my God, Anne, you definitely don't look your age. Look at fabulous as always. Well, I'm 61 years old. I remember last year when I was 60, Shirley, you might remember this, and I was moaning about a big birthday. And one of the girls, Denise, down in golly, Kinsale. She said, Anne, don't worry about it. Turning 50 is fine. I've just done it. And I thought, well, happy days. If you think I'm 10 years younger than I am, that's good enough for me. But you know what? Once I hit that birthday, I embraced it. I am what I am. I feel great. And I honestly feel that there's nothing that I can't do if I put my mind to it. Catherine is saying, I started pure jumping this summer. Absolutely terrifying, but fantastic to progress and overcome fear. Maybe that is something that I should put on my bucket list. I remember when we lived in Bermuda, Neil's mum came out to visit us. I think it was after I had Richard, and she almost bullied me into swimming. And of course, the water was so balmy and beautiful, and we were that close. If Rita had been there for another week, I definitely would have been swimming. But anyway, I can't swim. And I know a lot of people are taking up sea swimming at the minute. I'm finding it so incredibly empowering. Pure jumping, our boys used to do that all the time. And they used to do it in the kayaks as well, and do the flips. And oh gosh, yeah. And that's something I'm going to cover over the 12 weeks of Finding Your Fabulous as well. We all have something that we don't know we're good at. We all have something that we don't know we enjoy. So I'm going to try and, it could be, gosh, it could be learning to play an instrument. It could be starting singing again. For me, it was definitely broadcasting. I love it. I absolutely love it. And those, doing that every single day for a year and a half on my own was fine. It was great. And then having the collaborative interviews was even better. It was just amazing, absolutely amazing. Which reminds me, if anybody was waiting to see Emmett Rush's interview yesterday at 5 o'clock, I ended up having a really busy day yesterday and I just didn't have time to post it. So Emmett's interview today will go up at 5 o'clock. So that's all about health and fitness, because this week I wanted to have a theme of health because I'm so grateful for my health, particularly after the last couple of months. So today I'll have Emmett up at 5 o'clock. Really, really good, down to earth, no nonsense interview. Amazing. And tomorrow I've got the Down Below physio, Lorraine Boyce, talking about pelvic health matters, and really, really good interview as well. And on Saturday then I will post the colour interview with Edel Roach, because I'm running a day behind, so that'll be 5 o'clock, but they will all go up because I'll be able to do that. And actually, while I'm at it, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I have got Denise Smith, the interior designer. She's coming on as my guest. Denise is a bathroom specialist. She does an awful lot of bathroom design and redesign. And I know lots of you are thinking of upgrading your bathrooms, and some of you are building houses. And because I have spent so much time in the bathroom for the last couple of months, I'm a bit fixated about bathroom design. So we'll talk about bathroom design, we'll talk about colour, we'll talk about all of that tomorrow. But I digress. Back to the mindset. So my little morning ritual, and I'm not a morning person at all. So it gets me going in a very positive way. And then my journaling and my, Margaret needs a bathroom redesign. Well, see, there you go. You'd never know what you might pick up here. And in fact, a few people had asked me about tips for colonoscopy prep. Delightful topic, I know, but if you're going through it, let me tell you, any tip or anything that will make it easier for you or more palatable or make that prep easier to bear and get down is welcome. So I know that Mary Jefferson Cork is one, and I will ring Mary today because I have her number, but I know there was somebody else, Catherine, was it you, who wanted that prep, and I might even do a little video. So if anybody wants it, I just send you the video, because there were things that I did that certainly made it easier and more tolerable, because I was determined I was getting 100% of that awful, hideous prep into me, because I didn't want to be coming back for a second one. Other things that are good for you too is taking time out. Jane's just tuning in. You've missed a load, Jane. You'll have to watch it later on. Walking is very good for you. Having silent, quiet time is very good for you. Meditation is very good for you. Listening to motivational, whoever or whatever motivates you, put them on in the car. I had this Texan, I had it on a CD that I used to play in the car all the time. And if I was going to a difficult meeting or whatever, I always played it in the car. And by the time I came out, or if I say I was going for a radio interview back in the day when you'd actually go to the radio, you'd go up to News Talk or whatever, Highland Radio, whatever, and you would physically be there, and I would be pumped by the time I'd listen to that. So anything that gets your mindset up. Same with people. Only surround yourself with those people who pull you up. The toxic relationships, if their family is hard, but limit them and don't let them drag you down. We all have somebody. Margaret is saying, nice to see another tip, lady. How do you know that? Well, it's a small world, that's gas. You two obviously know each other, that's great. Listen, I've had sisters here. I've had a sister in Australia and a sister in Dublin watching together. It's fantastic. And Jane's sister over in Birmingham, Anne, we've been here watching together. So it's fantastic. And so many lovely, lovely friendships have evolved here and within the groups as well. And that's why I know that the new group is, because I know quite a few of the girls that have joined up already, and I know them, I just know them, and they're just amazing people. So together we will collectively work to pull each other up. Health supplements, I do, sorry, I do take some health supplements. So one that I take is actually, I take collagen in a drink every morning. It's again, it's collagen. Oh, it's the one I take is a Mizuki one. It's liposomal delivery, and it has worked. There's no doubt about it, particularly in the lines of my face. But I think I have hemochromatosis, so I would have trouble with my joints sometimes, and I think the collagen has helped that. There's different things that I take too, and again, I get into the habit of taking them, and I take them. Healthy breakfast, really, really important. And if you're not a breakfast girl, I'm a believer in breakfast, but you'll do what suits you and suits your body best. And healthy diet as well. I mean, I'm amazed at how quickly I have adapted to this really restrictive FODMAP diet. Honestly, I'm just embracing it, and I feel so much better. I absolutely feel so much better. And in fact, many of the foods that I was eating on a daily basis, thinking I was eating healthily, are actually causing me trouble and trauma. So there you go. And listen to your body. That's another thing we all must learn to do very carefully. Any niggles, any pains, anything you find, check it out straight away before it becomes an issue. I've written down here, scribbled now, this is not the best writing. The biggest culprit to rob your confidence is a negative self-talk. It's that stuff that goes on in your head that, Trina is the head tip woman. This is great. Wow, it's a long way to Tipperary. That's why we have to get a meetup. I don't know where we'll do it, in Dublin or in the Midlands or somewhere, but we will have a big meetup at some point just to get us all together. So, in a nutshell, I hope I haven't bamboozled you, because that's a lot coming at you. But watch the video again if you can't remember, and even if you just adopt the morning practices just to start, that will definitely change your life. I'm telling you, just that one thing. So if anybody is interested in joining the I don't know whether I call it a program or a boot camp or a bit of fun and learning and fun, and join Trina and Shirley and Kavina and Audrey and all the rest of the girls are there, Marina as well, you'd be so welcome. And you don't have to start on Monday, but it would be better if everybody started, because all of the courses that I do and all of the programs, all the information is going to be there forever and ever. So you dip in and you dip out, and you work to your own agenda and at your own speed, and you can go back over things as well. And Marina's there now. She's late watching, that's fine. Just talking about you. So you can just do it at your own speed, or if you're not sure about something, or if you need to double check on something, everything is there. So it's going to happen through a private Facebook group, which I haven't set up yet. I've been talking about doing this all week, but I will do it. It's on my list, so it will get done. It'll be the Finding Your Fabulous group, and everything will be there, and all the videos and all the live interviews, and there will be obviously collaborations with experts as well every single week, depending on the topics. So opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. So if you want to improve your mindset, if you want to do it in a fun, supportive, amazing environment, do consider send me your email address or send me a direct message, and I'll give you the information, and you can tell me whether it's right for you or not. And if it's right for you, I would urge you to join. So we're going to start, very first week is going to be how to supercharge your mindset. I'm going to start big. So I will get stuck into the power of journaling and intention setting from week 1. That's really, really, really important. And the whole week will be devoted to that. And my morning ritual, obviously, in detail, will be, we'll cover that on week 1 as well. Did I forget anything else? Yeah, no, there's lots of stuff in week 1. And I haven't decided. I'll probably maybe send videos out every day, or I haven't quite figured out the delivery, but there'll be something every day, and there will be affirmations every single day. No excuse for you to get stuck. Okay, clearing your path is going to be week 2, because you can't move forward until you clear the path. You just won't get down that road. So we will delve into, again, a bit of getting rid of the overwhelm in your brain, decluttering your mind, so to speak, and we'll do a bit of decluttering in your home as well, because I'm going to tie this Finding Your Fabulous into your home too, because I want at the end of it, by Christmas time, for you to know that your house supports you perfectly. And as we get further into the course, you'll see exactly what I mean by that. There's lots of things that you can do in your own home to help it empower you. So that's week 2. And yeah, it's all going to be all about clearing and decluttering and getting rid of baggage and all of that. Week 3 then, because we were well into it by week 3, I'm going to get into my journaling genius, because there is a system. There's a 5-step journaling system that I use every single day, and that's what you're going to use as well. And once you get into the habit of doing it, you won't even think about it, you'll just do it. But it is powerful, absolutely powerful. I should say too, every Friday we'll have a live Q&A in the group, so that if there's anything you were stuck on during the week, we'll have it during our live Q&A, and I'll get you unstuck. I'll get you the answer. And depending too on what we're talking about that particular week, I will have experts coming in to do Q&As as well, so that you get me and my experience, but you get also, I'm trying to think, I've got a beautician, I've got a hairdresser, I've got a dietitian, nutritionist, there's lots and lots and lots of people, and one seriously inspiring lady at the end, just to really float your boat. Okay, I'm missing a week here. Week 4. Okay, yes, this is going to be a lovely one. When we get to week 4, I'm going to work with you on finding your own personal fabulous. What is your fabulousness? What is your fabulous? Because everyone is different. We're all different. So I want you to find it. And then when you find it, I want you to nurture it. That's week 4. There's a bit of rebuilding your confidence there as well. And taking control of your destiny as well, learning how to manifest. And once you start achieving what you're manifesting, that really propels you on to bigger and bigger and better goals. Week 5 is about getting unstuck. Okay, whole week devoted to how you get unstuck, because nothing changes until you do. So if you're stuck, there's something that you're doing or not doing that's keeping you stuck. So we'll be stuck into that, no pun intended, in a very big way. Another thing I'm going to do is teach you how to say no, how to stop being a people pleaser. I was the worst people pleaser in the world. When my boys were in school, if I was asked to do anything with the school, even if I didn't have time to do it, I would have said, yes, of course I'll do it, and then resent it, and would be so stressed and busy and tired and all the rest. So I would teach you the power of learning how to say no, okay? Week 6, we're getting into enhancing your fabulousness. So I'm not trying to turn back the clock. I am not trying to be 21 again, but there's plenty that you can do to feel and look your absolute best. So I have plenty of personal secrets to improve your skin, your health, your vitality, and there's no Botox, there's no fillers, there's no injectables, there's no surgical intervention of any sort. I don't use a filter. This is real, and it's practical, and it's actionable. So even if you don't wear makeup, I'll show you how to look after your skin so that your skin looks amazing, okay? And again, we'll have a live Q&A, and that week, obviously, we'll have the experts in the beautician, makeup artist, hairdresser, all of those people. The health supplements as well. I'll go into a bit of that too. Might even get somebody like Uno Hagen back to go through that with us as well. And then on week 8, I'm going to work on getting your home. You'll have done a huge amount of work on yourself. So we'll be working on your home and getting your home to support your new fabulous. And there's lots that you can do easily without spending money, really, to be honest. But there's lots that you can do to improve your home, to make you feel happier at home, to make you feel more supported at home, to improve the light, the flow, the energy, all of that we will cover in week 8. Week 9, we're getting through at this stage. It's all about breaking down the barriers. There's no dream too big. And I'm going to show you this. I printed this off. It's the agenda for the course. I printed it off today, okay? Ages and ages and ages ago, do you remember back in the day of Dragon's Den, Theopophatus, the Greek, was one of the UK dragons, and I actually really enjoyed him. But he has a competition called Small Business Sunday, where he handpicks himself 5 businesses that he thinks there's something to, or it's the next best thing, or they just grab his attention for whatever reason. Well, I said to myself at the outset, I'm going to win that. And sure as God, I did. And I went over to Birmingham to meet him, had a fantastic day with him, met Deborah Meaden as well. It was amazing. And that week, I've got a live interview with an Irish businesswoman who has smashed all of her goals, huge goals. And from where she started to where she is now, her story will just grab your heart. It'll melt it, and it'll fire your inspiration as well. So that's week 9. Week 10, we're getting into block releases. Okay, these are the tools to climb your mountain. So I have a photograph of Steve Leake here, my happy place, because I love climbing that space and just getting up there and seeing it's 1,972 feet above sea level, although I think that's been questioned now, but anyway, that's what I know it as, and I've climbed it so often, and I can't wait to go back, and I will go back in the next week or so and get up there, because the view is so spectacular, but the climb is amazing. So week 10 is going to be all about releasing these self-limiting beliefs. We all have them, so you need to be honest with yourself. Find them. You'll never reach your full potential until you know what your self-limiting beliefs are. Imposter syndrome was up there as well. As women, it's very easy to let that imposter syndrome step in. I was reminded of this quite recently. I was asked to do, Nora Casey asked me to write an article for Woman's Way, and I did. I thought it was a pretty good article, and I sent it off. And then I heard nothing, and I thought it was coming, I was going to be in, say, next week's magazine, and I bought the magazine, and it wasn't. Immediately, I said to myself, it just wasn't good enough. And a day or two later, I got an email back to say it's going to be in next week's magazine because it's all about colour. But I said to myself, it wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough. So I do try to watch that. If I ever do that now, I do try to watch that, and I try to be very honest with myself. Okay, so that's week 10, and then we're going to be giving ourselves permission just to move forward on our terms. Week 11 is really important, and it mightn't seem important. We don't like talking about money. We're Irish. I hate talking about money, but we have money blocks. Everybody, I think, well, most people have money blocks, okay? So I am going to do work with you to help you identify your money blocks, where they came from. There's a book that I want you to read called Get Rich Lucky Bitch by Denise Thomas. I've read that book a couple of times, and I never read a book a couple of times. Like, the only other book that I want you to read during this program is The 4 Agreements. I've read that a couple of times as well. I found that to be the most life-changing book ever. In fact, Denise Wise down in oh God, my memory's gone today. My head's flying because I've been so busy. But Denise sent me that. It was Denise who thought I was 50 when I was 60. She sent me that book for my birthday, and it was a while before I read it, but it's just amazing. So that's another book that I would definitely recommend. So you really can have it all. Thoughts become things. I honestly think that if you think it, if you dream it, you can achieve it, no matter what it is. So what have I written here? Thoughts become things, and you can attract unlimited abundance and prosperity and happiness into your life if you let it in. You have to make room for it, but all of that can come to you. And then week 12, let me see, where are we? Week 12 is just going to be putting the whole jigsaw together. We'll have fun that week, and we'll be coming up to Christmas, and we'll be celebrating, and it'll be just, we'll be stepping into our superpower. Your mind is going to be in a different state then than it will be next Monday morning. And your roadmap is there. You can refer to that every single day for the rest of your life. You will have access to all of it for the rest of your life. And we're going to finish up, because we're coming up to Christmas. I'm going to have a live virtual event, an evening event. I might even have bubbles or wine, God knows what. And I'll have a very special celebrity guest for that session, and I have somebody in mind. I haven't asked him yet, but I have somebody in mind. Okay. So that's what I'm up to. That's my week starting next Monday morning, finding your fabulous. So if there are any women that you think would benefit from this, will you please send them the details? Because I haven't put it on my list, but I should. I said to myself, I would love to have 100 like-minded women in that group. It probably isn't going to happen this time, but it could easily happen in January, because I will do it again in January. There's something so cleansing and therapeutic about, and it's like a starting point. September is my favorite January, because in January we're full of good resolutions and new resolutions, new year, new sweep, new brush, new all of that. But September is the same. Summer is over. We're back into routine. So we have a choice. You can sit on the sofa and do nothing, or you can find your fabulous, and I would invite you to join me. It's going to be for women of a certain age, I think 40s plus upwards, but I think there is one or two girls who are in their 30s, so it doesn't matter. What I want you to do, age is nothing, it's only a number, truthfully. So you're the age you believe that you are. But you have the potential to bloom. You have the potential to do something amazing. All of us have the potential to be amazing and stunningly fabulous. Anne Healy, another wonderful, wonderful lady. She owns Biddy's Good Luck Shoe Horses. She's saying wonderful, Anne. Jackie Kearney's there as well. Brilliant. Okay. So that on that note, I'm going to go. If anybody wants to know anything about finding your fabulous, get in touch with me. But the real reason that I had this little session today was because I want you to at least adopt some of these practices, even if you do them by yourself, to improve your day-to-day, to improve your mindset, to ultimately improve your energy and your health and your happiness and your general well-being. So deep breath now. I'm not stopped yet. I still have loads more to do. So to all of you who, Anna Singer, thank you. Amazing lady. Check her out. She had a fabulous Instagram interview about weddings yesterday or the day before. Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock with Denise Smith. So anybody who's in the market for a new bathroom or thinking about a new bathroom, in fact, it'd be better if you to watch tomorrow before you even start thinking about your bathroom, because we'll probably come up, between myself and Denise, we'll come up with lots of things that will inspire you to create the bathroom of your dreams. Okay, and on that note, I'm going to go. Do get in touch with me if you have any questions at all. And if you're on Instagram, will you follow Room Junkie Anne on Instagram? I'm trying very hard to build my profile over there. It's a bit slower burn, but that's life. That's okay. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go have some peppermint tea, and then I'll get stuck into everything that I have to do here. So as always, stay well, stay safe, and stay fabulous. And I'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And thank you so much for tuning in. And for everybody joining on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in as well, because I know loads of people, actually more people, always watch later than they do live, because obviously you're not around live and you're busy and you're doing loads and loads of stuff. Louise is saying, thanks, Anne. You're so, so welcome. Okay, so it's over and out from me. And any questions, just pop me a direct message and I'll be delighted to hear from you. So I'll see you tomorrow with Denise. And she's great fun. So we'll have lots of laughs as well as bathrooms.